G'day, g'day.
What? What?
Hey.
I like what in my mouth. What it does, what is poppin', what is crackin' lackin' everybody. My name is Solo C Feezy in this bitch.
Wow, and I am neighborhood Nosh Dog. What it do?
And I am next door neighbors with neighborhood Nosh Dog. So I guess I'm neighborhood Dan. Well,
Oh shit! And welcome to episode 126 of Motherfucking Bad Habits. We in the building. Oh shit! We got the boys, the Toronto squad.
Mm-hmm.
What a surprise,
Hugged up.
eh?
Isn't that beautiful?
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
It's
Shoulder to
incredible.
shoulder thing. You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah,
super convenient, huh?
I know, right? It's meant to be super easy to get there, but my TTC kind of
Navigation skills weren't that.
Yeah, it was weird. He just
Actually,
went on to Queen.
wasn't your
It
fault.
was weird. It wasn't my fault. He
Oh,
went on
he-
to
He changed
like
the street.
off-routed, and then he went out, and then he just came back in 10 minutes. It was weird, but
Whackos.
it worked out in the end. I'm here, so it's not
Everyone's
that
here. Everything's
Yeah.
blessed. So now that's I imagine like I'll probably come up for some of it at some point, but it's cool
Mhm,
that at least you guys can link up to do it. Do the pod at Nosh's right there, which probably makes it a little easier and
Yeah, fucking oath.
You're
fucking blessed. So fucking
Fucking babe!
fuck off.
Sorry.
Bye.
Fucking babe.
So what's going on, Cans? What's happening? What's news? Fucking, I mean, we've got a lot to go through today, and some of these things I think would be what, like when we were doing the catch up. But Dan, talk to us. What's been cracking? What's news?
I'll keep it brief. I went to Barry yesterday.
Barry.
And yeah,
Barry.
How was that?
It was
Where'd
good
you go?
seeing. I saw basically because my girlfriend's mom's here. We went to see her family, and they live in
Oh.
Barry, and we went to their crib, and it was cool. We watched the finals of the Champions League there. They were like so accommodating. They were like, okay, calm. We'll bring the TV outside. We can have a barbecue and shit. I was like, okay, sick.
Alright.
So we done that. It was lit,
That's
and
pimp.
we went to a place called Midland as well.
I represent.
Fucking
Midland, Ontario. Yeah.
And
up there.
there was a butter tart festival.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
Get some butter
Wait.
tarts.
We were so
probably
close
were
to it.
amazing.
We had a few, but then we were
They're
literally
from
gonna
there.
get 6-pack. But
Yep.
like it was good though.
Really?
The shit that I had
Me and Clover
was,
are Vex, fam.
I know. I was close to getting some, but then I was like, nah. In the end, it was just so much walking. We were like, okay, it's time to go home. And then,
I'm actually.
but I feel like
Vex.
it's made me not feel so good because I have a slight headache for the first time in like months. So I
it's,
had
the,
like
it's the smog. Right?
overload of sugar. I had like
Ah,
beef
yeah.
yesterday. I met with Clover and had beef at Joey's. I'm not
Gang.
usually eating all this shit, and then like I don't know, I got a slight headache, but. That's just basically me. That's my that's just me for the past 2 days.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's
Barry, huh?
we're watching football, going to Barry, nothing much really.
There's
That-
a few
that's my take.
half decent breweries up that way. There's actually
Oh, yeah?
a sick beer store that I just had on the pod like last week. That have like fire ass lists, and they're
I
a bar.
saw that there was the beer store, and opposite from that was something called like the craft beer store or something like it was slightly different. So it might be I don't know if it was them,
Their
but
one
it was
was
like
called
craft
the Wheel.
specifically.
So it could be. And did it just say that? Did they have another name, or did it just say like it's a craft beer store?
Because
It-
the beer store have a craft beer boutique for their
Oh,
bougie
maybe
ones.
it was that. Maybe it was
In
that.
good areas.
Because
Like
but it was right opposite the beer store, so maybe
Yeah, because
Could've been that.
in the
Liberty.
distillery district, there's a
Oh, there's one
yeah.
there too. Okay,
it's one of those.
sick.
so there's one. The one that I'm talking about is called the Wheeled Brew, and I
Okay.
think it's no. There's nothing about. I think that's what Nosh is talking about. Oh no, there's the big thing that says. Oh, maybe it is it. Is it that?
Let me see this.
There
Okay,
you go.
it's
There you go.
focusing. It's
coming.
focusing.
It's coming. There we go.
No, I don't think it was that. It wasn't that. It wasn't
Okay.
that.
Well, either way, I was gonna like I didn't. I think Tiff told me you were going up there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
imagine you wouldn't have had time to hit any like spots.
No. It was like pretty much like wake up at like 8 o'clock, drive down.
Yeah.
Oh, but some people are fucking crazy. Like, oh my god, let me tell you about this. Yeah.
Talk
So we're driving. Yeah. No, some people. There are too many
Right.
crackheads. There's too
Right,
many
yeah,
crackheads
yeah.
at Sherborne. There's too many crackheads because I was driving. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then there was 2 interactions. The first time on the way there, I was driving. Obviously, there's streetcars next to me, and I think I'm meant to stop so a guy can like go.
Yes.
But the guy was moving like he was moving weird, and it didn't look like he was gonna go or not. So I was accelerating a little bit, and I honked my horn slightly. The guy kicked the car.
Oh.
I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "You fucking like." I was just like, "Okay." Anyway,
Jesus.
like it was just so like weird. And
He was
then
a
just walked off.
pedestrian getting off the
A
streetcar.
pedestrian getting onto the streetcar from the sidewalk.
Oh, what a poor.
I literally, it wasn't like an aggressive honk. It was literally just like, just
like-
make sure you know I'm here,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Like in Jamaica.
I'm here. Yeah. It
Yeah.
wasn't even deep. And the guy turned to the fucking passenger side and went, "Ugh," just like kicked it. There's no damage or anything. So I was like, that was fucking weird. And then on the way back, because basically I dropped the car off, I rented it using Turo, but to fit our like budget, we had to get it from Scarborough. And it wasn't that deep. Like the Scarborough thing wasn't the issue. It was like on the way there, it was Queen and fucking Sherborne again. And then I
Quality.
was it was like a left turn only, but I couldn't go left because there was oncoming traffic going straight. So I was like, okay, cool. There was this fucking Toronto man behind me in a Jeep, honking his horn aggressively. I was like, bro, I don't know what you want me to. I can't. I'm literally gonna crash if I go. Then I went. The guy goes right next to me. And like he's like beefing me through the window, fucking Toronto man is fucking do-rag beefing me. I'm like, bro, I don't know what you want me to do. Like I don't want to crash, and I also don't want you to like shoot me. So just allow me.
Wow.
He just like aggressively turned right and then just left. So I was like, what the fuck? It was so weird.
Classic Toronto.
Classic Toronto
experience.
Yeah.
Wow,
But
yeah,
like
2 in 1.
2 in 1 day, 2 in 12
Jesus
hours.
Christ.
But you know, I'm still here.
That's
he didn't
rare.
kill me, so.
They didn't kill you.
Yeah. I've never had like an issue with anyone, and like
very
I
rare.
always know these people are they're either fucked in the head or like they're just crackheads. So
It's a simple thing.
I don't really take it to heart. I'm not like looking over my shoulder where I go like, oh my god, is he gonna come back and shit? It's just like whatever, man. I know you're fucked in the head, so I don't really care.
Oh my god.
So
That's a shame. I'm glad the car was alright because
Yeah.
that's fucking that's like a vibe
Yeah,
killer. You
It
try to
was
have a nice
so
day
weird.
and someone kind of tries to beef you like that, like that fucks shit
Yeah.
up. I hate that.
It
Bro.
wasn't even deep at all, but then
Yeah. People get a little worked up on the roads. Like I get vexed too, but I would never. I don't even honk cars. I avoid it just cause you don't know how they're gonna react.
I avoid it, but it was just kind of like,
You did the right
just so
thing.
you know I'm here.
Yeah,
Just so
you
you
did the
know
right thing,
you're
bro.
not walking out and I'm gonna hit you. Like I'm here.
100%.
yeah.
You did the right thing.
It was that.
It's
And
that's
then
fucked up, man.
yeah, it was quite funny. But we went to Yorkdale a couple of days ago. That was the first time I went to Yorkdale Mall
Bougie things.
since 2017.
I was about to say.
Because I went. That was the first time, and we went to the same Joey's that we went to in 2017. It was
gang.
good.
Cute.
I went to that coffee shop you recommended, Arabica, and it was
Yes.
fucking sick.
Not
It
bad.
was sick. It was so cool.
So it's
Such
like this
cool
big
place.
ass one. It's like basically the sign of the store is like just a percentage sign. So I had to like figure out what it was called. And when I went, I want to say it must have been like just before Christmas last year, or just after Christmas, like January or something. It was like the line was like down the mall to even get in there. So it sounds like and it's a chain from Japan, like a straight Japanese place that was the first location, and Dan found out they're doing a second one in Union Station and another one in like Vancouver or something. So it's like they're
Damn.
expanding heavy.
Well, I got it up here,
Touristy
actually. Here we
things.
go.
Touristy
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
in
Sure
Whistler.
knows.
I don't
Whistler.
know.
Wow.
This
Oh, I
place.
see,
Whistler's
yeah,
a
yeah.
mountain town.
Oh, I've seen
That's
it. Yeah.
cool.
It's
It
interesting
looks
they're
good.
going to Whistler, not Vancouver, eh?
Touristy, man. Touristy as fuck.
Yeah, Whistler's
They can
super
charge. They
touristy.
can charge more because if they're on the mountain, and actually if they go to like the mountain bike park
a good
or any
point.
other the good scenic points, they charge up the dick for a coffee, mate.
Yeah, it's a fair point. But it was what was the coffee like and the pastries?
The coffee was great. I had a Kyoto latte, and it's kind of like
Was it green?
It was no, it was.
They do match it
fucking-
though.
what was
though.
it? They do match it. It was
I like matcha.
basically like a regular latte with oat milk and a little bit of condensed milk, and it was really good. It was really good, and
I'll try
the
that.
pastries were great. I had an almond croissant. It was really good. Still
Southern
haven't had an
Croissant.
almond croissant better than the one in Montreal at Paquebot. I still think they're the best almond croissants I've ever had. But
Those are pretty. The pack, yeah, the one on my
Paquebot ones were
next to the
fucking
park.
sick. I've never had
Yeah.
ones that good, but
There
I'm
was
trying to find it.
Did you ever go to Guillaume, like Boulangerie Guillaume on Saint Laurent?
No,
It's like
no, never.
around like Fairmount area, and they like do the most fucking insane pastries, like bread. Like you want killer bread. That shit was fire. They had just bonkers ass pastries. I think that might be, maybe that's even where they get them from.
Could be actually, because I'm pretty sure they don't make them.
No, they get them from a local
Yeah.
spot. Yeah,
They're,
Montreal
like,
has the
so
best
good.
fucking food. That's
Well,
the-
I've had great experiences with food in Toronto. Like, I know Montreal's great for like independent shit,
Mhm.
but like it's so limited because it's all just independent stuff. But if you want mass chains or just like even the independent stuff over here is great. It's like I don't know, Toronto, you won't be able to, like, you won't miss out. You have so much shit here regardless.
I agree. I didn't used to be like that when I left Toronto. No, she would have seen it change more, but when I left in 2012, I felt like going to Montreal straight. I was like, wow, the food is so much better here. And then I feel like every time I come back, like the third wave cafe scene was, I think it started in Canada and Montreal. So Toronto was behind, but they caught the fuck up. So now there's like fire. Basically, you can't go anywhere and not find great coffee and fortunately great beer. The wine is obviously a lot better here, but the food is so much. And even if I'm talking like Hamilton and Toronto, like I feel like because it's the next biggest city right next to it, and it's the third biggest, so it's like probably the place that would most likely have the next best stuff. It's fantastic. Like Ontario stepped the fuck up. I feel like it happened like quick too. It was just everything was changed before then. Absolutely, a couple of years. Before I left, I just remember everything was changed. So it was either like I was a dumb cunt and didn't know what was good, so I didn't look for it, which is potentially part of it. But it's like over time they just got better and better and better. It's yeah, it's fucking lit. It's just different, I guess, in Montreal, the approach to it all, like you said, the independent stuff.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Fucking out here. Been out here hanging with the fam them, eating good, drinking good.
Tired though, but yeah. Like,
yeah, having entertaining cunts is exasperating. Well, not exactly.
Exhausting. It's fucking exhausting as hell. But like,
it's just because you got to be on all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're always having to have conversations, or if it's just you and homie, the solo with the missus, it's just like whatever. So it's
exactly.
Yeah, it gets you. Okay, good shit, man. Cocknose.
That's me, actually. I'll have to just make sure you can hear me. Yeah, mate. How's it going?
Oh, bloody ripper, mate. You know.
Yeah, bloody ripper, mate. Yeah, nice one. So me last week, in the last week, what have I been doing?
Just fucking belting.
More of my kicking goals.
Just kicking goals, mate. Tell us about the
honestly,
goals you kicked.
kicked a real big goal in the past week. So I have talked about this once or twice on the podcast in the past like couple of months because I always talk about engineering on production. So I think I said maybe that I applied for Engineers, which is an engineering platform that's run by Derek Ali, which is Kendrick Lamar's mixing engineer. And so I got accepted for that late April, had the onboarding call, whatever, and then had 2 songs come through the platform and I sent them through for grading. And I got back my verification status like 2-3 days. I think it was Thursday.
Congrats, my G.
So thanks, man. So yeah, a verified engineer on the platform now. So that means I can be seen by everyone. And they, as I get more and more work and shit through the platform, they still consistently grade you and make sure everything's like up to scratch, which is awesome for the client and the overall result. So yeah, so that's been really cool. Got some good traction from that. So I promoted that a little bit. Got some new followers.
You got a lot of comments.
Yeah, it was really good. Some people are really out there clapping for me, so I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, it's good, man. I don't get many.
Like, I feel like you haven't had as many like life moments recently than I have because I got the house, got the car, the dog, I got citizenship. I had a whole bunch of shit that I was posting that always gets like a fuck ton of comments. So I felt like because you hadn't done that, I think it's really nice when you go and post something that, something cool like that happens and then everyone comes out. I'm talking, I checked your Instagram shit, your Facebook stuff, on Notion side, on your personal side, like cunts were like really supportive and I was like, yes, cunt. I just like seeing that directly because if you haven't like hit them with 8 million things. So when you come through and be, hey man, this cool shit happened, people are like, fuck yeah, bro. It's
nice. Really cool to see, especially on Facebook. I don't check that all the time. So when I came back like 2 or 3 days later after I posted it, I was like, oh fuck, there's like, So that was really nice to see that. Just encouraging because I've been doing this for a while and like I definitely have gotten to a certain level. I just want to get to the next part, and this is just the next stepping stone to the next chapter of awesome. So yeah, man.
Can I ask some questions on that? Just some more questions, just to be. So can you set your price how you want it to be?
Yes.
Okay. And did
I
they
can also
take
create my own discount codes and everything like that too.
amazing? Did they take a cut?
Depends on this. So they can, if you have a free membership, which you can downgrade it to. There's 2 tiers of paid subscriptions monthly. One's the gold membership, it's like $30 a month, and the other one is the platinum, which is $80 a month. And so for the first one, you get like unlimited, you get a free trial. So I chose the platinum one. There was a couple of features on it that were there that I just didn't use, but I also want to see how much business I get through the platform first before I start spending $90 a month USD on it. So, provided I get more than one normal priced gig a month, then it's worth it. But I need to make sure I got the traction first before I commit to the paying every month. But yeah,
Okay.
they take a small, I think it's 13% on the thing, but I've just jacked my prices up 13% from what they were. So there's no difference. I don't give a fuck. Happy to help those guys out, whatever. No sweat off my sack. It's a couple beans. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm just
And then
going to try and promote that.
I love that. And then the follow up on that note about promoting that, would you prefer that potential clients or existing clients, and I'm saying this for the listeners and viewers as well, would you prefer that they go to engineers.com/notionbaby instead of, say, IllNote and then going directly to you now? Like, would you prefer people to go through that platform to enhance your status on the platform?
For people that just heard about me or like have just started working with me, then 100% yes. There's some older clients that I've got things already set in stone, and there's volume coming through, so there's deals and organizations around that. But for the most part, yes, that will be helpful. It means more of a bonus for me, and it allows me to get graded more consistently, and then I can get seen by major label artists and labels, so I can just get me to do their stuff. So yeah, that will be appreciated. But if not, hit me up directly and we can figure it out. But I'm just down to work, man. And this is just another branch out of my fucking pot. So yeah, people can holler at me there directly. But yeah, either way is good. I just want the look.
Perfect. Just wanted to clarify. I've been wanting to ask you that anyway, but I thought this is a pretty good forum to do that in case there's anyone who's been wanting to work. And I think it's just super dope that I guess you now have access to their database. This is a verified database of quality individuals, so people can go through. Maybe they want someone in their city or province or state or whatever, someone close by, as opposed to maybe someone on the other side of the world, or they don't care. So you could work with anyone from anywhere for almost any budget, I guess, depending on. Do you set like tiers, or is it just like this is a mix, this is a master, done?
I set my 3 services: full stem mix, then 2-track mix, and then a master. And so it's 3 different prices. But yeah, like honestly, anywhere in the world is good to go. I've been getting inquiries from people to say, "Hey, I want to work with you soon," or "I loved your bio," because I just talked about myself and how I fucking
like your approach to mixing and stuff?
30-second elevator pitch. I put that on the page there, and people have just been responding to that nicely. So it's good to get some
That's great, man.
hollers.
Good for you. Very cool.
Yeah, dude. So that's sick. That's the big news. And since all those fucked up fires have been there and the smoke has been horrible, I haven't been writing, but just been editing videos, and just the channel's growing, Notion MTV, and that's been sweet, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Instagram's been popping, and yeah, everything's ready to go. Just keen as fuck.
Beauty. Fucking love it, mate. Good shit.
Hey, Dom. What about you, mate?
Probably just, I don't know. I feel like not that much is really going on. I got this new t-shirt from Milan, a brewery in Montreal. Sent me a t-shirt. It's drippy. It's nice and big and baggy, and it's scary because it's white, and I'm scared of white t-shirts. You don't fuck them up.
Yeah. Spaghetti stains.
Yep, exactly.
At least the semen gets hidden.
It's what? What'd you say?
I said at least the semen gets hidden, but that's okay. Let's say that for another day.
Oh yeah, when you
if
it's, that's one of my largest problems in life is semen stains.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Just spooge everywhere in his house.
They're a pain to get out of the black sort of thing. That's just
the black. The carpet.
The carpet. Oh my god.
Do you know how many times a week I watch the Duna?
Like at least it's like easy to get out of your hair and stuff, so it's not that bad.
So does it like if it gets in your hair now that it's got like locks? Does that like what if it gets too deep in there? Like can you get it? Because
just cut them off. Just cut them off.
You need wait. Well, no, you need to just a deep wash.
Real deep.
That's all you need.
Maybe
Real
we should
deep,
do a
real deep.
tutorial. A
Oh.
tutorial video.
We'll upload a random hair tutorial on the
on the
TMF
channel.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm down.
And just unexplained. No like
Just
explanation.
how to
no...
get spooge out of your locks with that.
Oh, goodness.
That's it,
I'm really sorry I took this podcast down the toilet just now, boys.
That was all you, Noj. I was just talking about my t-shirt, bro. Like,
And
Yeah,
you
right.
said whatever. My fault.
you brought it on a spooge train. is what
I
you
did.
and that's okay.
Yeah,
And that's okay.
that's okay.
I can't
Happy
really
Pride
think...
Month.
Yeah, happy. We're gonna bring that up every week. I don't think that much has happened this week. I don't really have. I can't even think of anything that's gone down. We're trying to. I got
NBA
nothing
Finals.
exciting to say at all.
No?
NBA Finals. There we go.
You've
So
been watching sporties.
sports. You know, I fucking
I know how much you love sports.
Oh,
fucking love sports. So there's 4 games so far.
That's a
and
good one.
Miami are down 3-1. So game 5 is on when everyone's hearing
Tomorrow
this, it'll
night.
be this evening, so Monday evening. If obviously they lose, then Denver wins. Well, if Denver wins, then that's it. But basically at this point, it has to go to game 7 for Miami to win it. Which
Correct.
I was a little concerned
It's
about
intense.
for them, because I was like, it'd have to go 2-2, otherwise it would have made it in a pretty difficult position. A lot of people seem to... I was listening to the Andrew Schultz. Oh, that's something that happened this week. Andrew Schultz, he announced a Toronto... Scotiabank show. So I listened to the podcast where he was talking about announcing it, and they did a whole sports segment. I didn't realize how much... I usually only listen to Flagrant when they have guests, but they were just them, and they were talking a massive segment about the NBA stuff. It was really thoughtful, like commentary on it all. And they were saying that it was like the Heat had like a pretty crazy run. Like no one expected them to get this far because they were 8th seed.
That's right. They were 8th. Exactly.
Wasn't Denver number 1? If I'm not mistaken.
The whole time.
So like it's literally the opposite. They were saying that Jokic is the best player in the league right now. I don't know if that's like a boost, but that's what they said. That's
That's facts.
It's facts.
That's facts.
It's too good.
So like, and they were joking like all the best players in the league right now are white dudes. Like, what the fuck? What's happening with the black guys? What are you doing? Letting it down, bro. Which was funny, but
That's hectic.
Super hectic. But yeah, so they were basically just saying how great it's been. So it would be kind of cool. Obviously, I'm biased. I want them to win, but you know, even just you look at it from that perspective, just seeing that run through, that they beat a lot of odds to win all this.
I really want Heat to go through, but I
don't think they
to win.
will,
Sorry, but I can't see it. I can't like it's.
Why?
They're just so good. The Denver Nuggets are just too good. They're like
is.
unreal. They're like incredible, and it's a shame. And
Denver's got they beat Golden State for one, which is super crazy because Golden State usually are the best in the West, time and time again, season after season. So the fact they beat Golden State is amazing, and I thought that was a huge key. And then they, after seeing little snippets of the coach talking to the players afterwards, when some of the key players talk about the teammates and the players, it's the mindset. Like they're all talking about, it's like law of attraction shit, it's positive stuff. Like these guys are on the mental level that what it takes to win championships, and that's why I think I knew they were always going to win, but I want Miami to win because they are the underdog by a long shot, and I've always had a soft spot for them since Harold Miner and the dunk champ back in the days. Both of us remember the old days because we're old. Hashtag old cunts.
That reverse dunk where he hold the ball, put it between his leg, and then fucking a huge pump. He also did he's the first cut that did the through the legs over the head dunk too. He was fantastic. I didn't even think he was particularly a great player, but those dunks were fucking
he just
sick.
jumped. He was unbelievable.
Yes.
Denver is always gonna win, but they just because they have that mindset and they just seem to be the cleanest team of the year.
Yeah, and plus, like if you saw the game that the Heat won, it's like there's clearly no stopping Nikola Jokic. Like they can't stop him. They were like the only reason that
Unless they foul him out.
Yeah, unless they foul him out. But like what they did to win, they were like, oh, let him get points, but just don't let him assist. Because they were like, but the game that he won, he still got like 30 points. He got like 2 assists. And like, I don't think that's sustainable. They need to find a better way to stop him. But I just don't see it. He's the best in the league. Like, he's too good. He's a big man who has amazing handles, great
threes.
passing, shoots threes, great in the paint. Like, you can't do anything. Like, He's too good. Just 7 foot.
Jokic is like
Insane.
if Shaq could shoot threes and free
Yeah,
throws, he'd
exactly.
be because like he's just like that.
Shaq 7'1". Yeah, you're right. So the same type.
Yeah,
of
man,
dude.
big cunts that can shoot. Like, what are you gonna do?
And
crazy.
just like he's just so
Crazy.
he's just if he's running down the paint, like coming down the lane, like he's gonna squish you if you don't get
fuck
out the way. Like,
fam.
yeah, you're not really gonna stop it. Okay, fascinating. It's gonna be interesting. I really hope Miami come through because this is like the first time I care now.
I just want a close game. Like I know Devon's gonna get it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
But like I want a close game.
I want a close game. It's
yeah,
good.
keep it. Hopefully, at least go to game 6. Fuck, at the very least.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Sorry to speak ill of Miami. I'm just like
no,
I think it's
you're being real.
factual.
You guys have been very thoughtful about this. It's because I don't know as much, so it's interesting to hear both the perspectives. Obviously I wasn't following it all year. It was just since the playoffs I've been following
Yeah, I
it.
wasn't following it closely all year. How about you?
Yeah, no, not really. Like I watch Raptors as much as I can, but like
Yes.
other than that,
And the
I don't
closest
know.
matchups.
Yeah, exactly, and the closest matchups. And like I like to watch Lakers because LeBron and shit, but like
True.
I don't watch it religiously like I do football.
Like football, yeah.
You know.
That makes
But
sense.
see, Raptors got a new coach.
They do.
Oh, yeah?
It's weird though.
That's a
because
sad
like,
salute to Nick Nurse.
yeah, Nick Nurse
That's
is now the
crazy, yeah.
76ers coach, which is interesting. And I don't know if I rate what Raptors do because Nick Nurse was the assistant and then he became the full-time manager. But like now it's they're doing the same thing with the Memphis Grizzlies, I think, assistant coach.
Huh.
I think that's who it was that they've got. And he was assistant. Now this is his first full-time proper head coach role. And it's like I
You're not
get
experienced
giving that's true, but I maybe he has super high potential and he's super young and we don't know much about it. Like the thing is with a lot of assistants, the same in football. Like the manager could just be the one that's talking to the players, but the assistant can be the one doing everything, like doing all the drills, the one-to-one sort of stuff. And that happens a lot in football. Like when Arsenal got their coach, he never had any first-team experience. He was an assistant. And now we're second in the league, one of the best teams in the league, and it's the best we've been in years. But because we had to take a risk on taking someone with no experience. So maybe they're doing that because it kind of worked with Nick Nurse. But maybe I don't know. I hope it works because I would love it. Raptors just go to the playoffs. That's all I want to see.
Yeah.
Because I just want to be around it. I want to be around these man like hardcore supporting it because I was there when Montreal in the hockey. There's just some hockey thing, and I was there. It was during the pandemic, and no one was allowed out. But then the whole street was out when Montreal was like in the I don't know if it was Stanley Cup final or whatever. But like it was fucking
Playoff,
crazy. It was like beyond anything I've seen in football. Like
Really?
the streets were fucking rammed. It was insane.
That's
Like,
crazy.
I've never seen anything like that.
Sick.
Yeah, I missed the 2019 championship.
Oh my god, one of the best nights of my life.
Yeah.
One of the most incredible, exhilarating, energy-packed nights of my entire life. That was so fucked. I have so many photos. I brought my camera with me. I had it on me because, like, I knew that I went to Ill Vibe's house, and him and his missus, they were living on Danforth, and I went to their house, watched that shit. It looked like they were going to win. It was the game that they could have won it, even though they had a couple in the holster. And so I brought my camera over, like my whole bag. I brought a backpack, and I brought my camera bag, and I brought a bunch of beers over. We got lit. They won, jumped on the train, Dundas Square, videos on my phone, clicking away on the big DSLR, and then I got a bunch of them framed in my hallway.
And shit, right?
People were climbing
That is
street
fucking
signs,
sick.
buildings, awnings, cars. They actually put the city of Toronto, bless their cotton socks, they did a good thing one time. They put a fake they put a shell of a bus in the city near Dundas Square somewhere.
Because they knew people were going to climb shit. So
People
give them something
that were either going to break and loot a real bus, or they could put a windowless bus that had like padding on the inside and shit, so cunts could literally climb it and just like rally together and fucking like whatever. So yeah, it was. I didn't see a dodgy cunt anywhere.
That's
I bumped into Connor, a couple of my other buddies. I bumped into Adam Bomb, the rapper, and I bumped into. I saw Rich Kid and gave him a dap from across the thing because they would, Adam Bomb and Rich Kid were walking together. And anyway, yeah, that was one of the best nights ever. Go Raptors! So
Did
yeah,
they show the game at Dundas Square?
no, they showed out the front of the arena. There's a
They call it Jurassic Park.
a huge screen.
That is so funny. That'd be sick though if they projected it onto the screens at Dundas Square.
Oh, that would be
that'd
epic.
be
That's what they do in
fucking
Australia at
unreal.
Federation Square. They put.
They do that in
footage
a place. They do it sometimes in football as well.
Yeah, I
That's
love when they
smart,
do that
right?
because
Like,
it gets everyone
sick.
together and stuff. Everyone loves that shit.
I think that's the big value of sports, really. Like, even though I give it a lot of shit, like, I get it. Like, that's the whole thing. Brings the city
The
together
togetherness, yeah.
around
Yeah.
something. And the championship parade. So I came into town I think it was like a week later, and we shot the video.
We shot the video.
Found You, and it was sick because we went right in there and we did a photo shoot for our client at the time as well. And inside there, but I'd never seen anything like that. There was millions of cunts in the streets at Nathan Phillips Square. We got sort of ish close.
Everywhere else.
Old City Hall, and it was too hard to get any further, and people were climbed up on the scaffolding of buildings and bust up, same shit, but like this was during the day, so it wasn't as a
little more family friendly. Those babies and shit, right?
Yeah, because it was like whatever 2 p.m. or something, so it wasn't like crazy. And then we just shot the rest of the video on your rooftop. But yeah, it was sick seeing that. So it would be cool if that shit happens again. I mean, I don't know what the chances are. I guess they have to get another superstar player.
They just need another superstar player. Just one will change everything.
You reckon?
Yeah,
one will change everything because that's the team's not really. Actually, it's pretty different from the one that Kyle Lowry, fucking Kawhi Leonard was in.
Yeah.
Because Ibaka's gone, Kyle Lowry's gone. Kawhi Leonard's obviously gone.
What's the cat? He's been there forever. So that's with
Norman Powell.
DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. Yes.
He's a gangster, bro.
So many
literally
people.
was.
He plays
a gangster.
for Chicago,
yeah?
I think now. Did he play for Chicago? Is it something like that?
I don't know. I haven't seen him for a minute. Actually, probably.
I saw him something recently. I'm like, yeah. Every time I see him, I'm like, yeah, you're a sick cunt, bro. Like, I love that Kyle Lowry plays for Heat.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah,
like
brings his experience to the bench.
Yeah.
You know?
But it makes it just even cooler because he had a pretty strong role, and he was like a Raptors legend type of shit. Like,
dude, he's the best rapper that's ever existed, right?
I
put money on that.
Yeah,
best Raptor. I think statistically, he's the best Raptor.
Okay, there you go. That would make sense, probably because he's been there one of the longest as well, and whatever. But it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And this reminds me. So last night I watched the movie called Air, which is about how Nike got
sweet
Jordan thing, right?
I'm gonna watch that.
It's
soon.
I think it's on Prime.
Apple TV, isn't it?
It got 100 on Rotten Tomatoes. I heard 100%.
Really? Okay.
Or 10 out of 10. Yeah,
I've heard
which is super
things.
rare.
I've heard mixed things. I've heard it's all right
for that website.
But
I heard it was fire for
crazy.
most cunts.
I've heard it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's fine. Like, I didn't because I read the book called Shoe Dog. So it's Phil Knight's book, which is one of the
Shoe Dog.
Yeah, one of the best books I've ever written.
It's a great name
because he wrote it. Like, it was an autobiography, but he writes like a writer. Like, it's so like it's like coming into a fantasy land. Like, it's for a non-fiction book. It's fucking. It was crazy. So I knew the story. I forgot some of the players and how it all worked, but this was when they were already $1 billion company set in 1984, and how they, Nike. Wow. No one gave a fuck about them in the 80s. Adidas was the big dog, and then Converse were the other big ones. Really, Puma didn't really make as much of a thing there, but so it was like just this one dude who I don't specifically remember, and who was Matt Damon, and Phil Knight was Ben Affleck, and then Jason Bateman, the fucking goat, was one of the other dudes. Man. Such a legend. But I remember his character. I remember the real guy from the book. So it was cool. It was just like how they did it and how they like. I'm sure obviously it was dramatized and stuff, but it was probably how it went down. And made Viola Davis play Jordan's mom, and she was like a gangster. She was the one running the show, which I don't recall personally, but like it was cool. I think it's worth watching just because it was fucking great actors and actresses in it. So I think that.
Oh yeah, I saw the cast. It was crazy.
Yeah, crazy cast, bro.
It's crazy.
Yeah, genuinely impressive. And the funny part is, they always have the actor who played the dad, Jordan's dad, and Viola, and Jordan. They always had like the camera like behind him, so you never saw the face of the person who played. He was just a tall guy who had the short. Remember, Jordan didn't shave his head back then. He had like just short hair.
Right.
So I just had him always in the thing, but it never showed his face. It was an interesting sort of way.
That's interesting.
How they came up with the Jordan 1. Like within a weekend, they put the whole thing together and convinced him and stuff. And he didn't want it. He wanted to go with Adidas, but
I heard about that because of Last Dance. I heard that.
Yeah,
he was considering other brands for sure. But that's such a weird way to do it. Such a weird way to not cast Jordan. I know they don't want it to be about him, but it's kind of like maybe they should still cast someone because it's like it's similar to like they did a Spider-Man movie, Venom, without Spider-Man. And it's like, it's just weird. Like, the movie was fine. It's just like, why isn't at least cast someone? But it's like, Straight Off Compton, it wasn't about Tupac, but Tupac was in it. They casted a Tupac, and the actor looked just like him, sounded just like him. It was great, but like it wasn't about him, and it didn't change the focus of the movie. And I think that's what movies like that and like Venom should do. They should have just had someone at least play him, at least play one of the main characters that it's about. Like, I don't
it's
know.
kind of weird. You're right.
Weird
I see what
approach.
it must have just been a stylistic choice to do what
for
you
sure.
said, like take the emphasis off him and make it about the. Otherwise, if maybe Jordan had too much of a role in it, then it would take away from the stories about the executives and what happened at Nike, not Michael himself. So perhaps that was.
I think that's more of a writing thing.
It could have been the way it was written too, but I definitely would say it's worth checking out. Yeah, it was cool though. It was cool, and just speaking because we're talking about sports and shit.
Sick.
You're the sports god, Chief Easy.
I know, guys. So that's what happened. I pulled this weird it was like a piece of foil off my tooth.
What?
I don't know why I have.
You gotta stop eating the packaging, dude.
Sometimes you
You gotta like
hungry.
take things
Yeah,
out.
come on,
Yeah,
fuck
I guess so.
fuck off.
It's like
All right.
chompers.
Sometimes you just gotta yam that, man.
Yeah,
Just
you
yam
know
it. All right, so there's a whole bunch of little things. So maybe we could start with. Did you guys see the Apple WWDC? If it wasn't last week, it was the week.
I saw the main thing.
The Apple Vision Pro.
The Apple Vision Pro, yeah.
Seen a bunch of cunts shitting on it.
It looks like, obviously it's expensive, but I'm not even gonna speak out the prices. I'm not gonna get it, but like, it looks sick. But I just cannot imagine any world where headwear, eyewear, whatever you want to call it, is just like normal every day.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because there's been so
weird.
many big companies, so many like Sony, Samsung, like they've all tried the VR thing.
Snapchat.
I know
Did the
this
glasses.
is like augmented
glasses, yeah,
reality.
Ray-Bans.
Google
Yeah.
did glasses, and it just they can't. It just doesn't work. It's just too much in the way of everything. Like I feel like with the phones and laptops, it works because it's like there's a way to just stop using it. But then you're just so away from everything else if they use it on your face. I just don't see a world where it works. But like I think it's a cool idea, and I think it does look sick. Some fucking expensive though, but yeah.
Yeah, so it was like $3,500 US, and it doesn't come
Yeah.
out for another year. And apparently they announced it now so that companies can have time to make apps for it. So by the time it launches, there's actually things you can do.
Wow, crazy.
The way people don't know what it is, it looks kind of like ski goggles, really, and it's like the
Yeah.
Quest, like the
That's
Quest,
it.
but
The skydiving goggles, like one big
one big piece, and it's got a little cable from the back that goes to the battery pack, which is an interesting choice.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so the battery, but the
Oh.
battery lasts for 2 hours.
Get fucked.
okay.
Who's gonna? All right.
So
Uh,
okay, so
It's-
it,
yeah, too many
ties
things wrong.
into. I think
Technology's
you're
not
right.
there yet. Let's
The tech-
wait.
Exactly right. So this is for the early adopters. This is for the fucking gadget people who just cop shit as soon as it drops. So
Yeah,
millionaires.
yeah.
They're just like,
exactly.
fuck it.
Well, 3,500 is a lot of money.
Nerds.
You could get a pretty sick. That's US once again. So what's that Canadian? Probably
Yeah, it's like
four and a half.
smidge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
almost
like
four and a half.
You can get a fucking car for that.
that's
Yeah,
exactly
like,
right.
get a
Or
great
a
computer
sick
for that.
laptop. You could get a boosted up like
the best
my
iMac.
laptop is that much.
Like,
Exactly.
Honestly,
So-
that's exactly what I would use that money for.
It's like you said, it's augmented reality. So the idea when you see it, for people who haven't seen it, definitely go check it out because Apple videos break it down. So it's not like the Oculus where you're completely consumed. Like you can actually see what's going on. So you can see the apps and you use your hand. You don't have a controller. Like you use gestures to do it. And they have a thing where like if someone comes in, it can look at the apps on the screen and whatever's in front of you is like blurred in the background. So if someone walks in, you can choose a setting so that it'll make that person, the apps will go away or that
forefront.
person will become clear and you can talk to them.
That's crazy.
And then they do this thing where this is the weird part. It takes like a picture of your eyes or a video of your eyes and then projects it to the front. So it's not like it lets it see through, but you can see your eyes through the goggles or whatever
They
you
can.
call it.
Oh god.
But it's like it's not actually your eyes. It's a projection of your eyes onto it.
Oh my god.
But you can. I think it's like the way you're doing it. It's almost the way.
insane.
Once again, the guys on Flagrant, like Schultz and them, I was listening to them talk about it. So they gave it because that was the easiest way for me to find out the information because I watched the videos, but I hadn't heard much commentary about it. So it's essentially the way they described it. It's like how like you got 3 computer screens, one of those big fucking half circle ones. Like
Yeah,
think
love
of
those.
that, but on your face,
On
and
your
you
head
can
top.
still Yeah, and you can still interact with the real world, with people around you. So like,
Sounds
you could
good on
have-
paper.
I think you're right there. I think it's like Minority Report or something like that, where you've got
Total
maybe,
Recall, Minority Report, exactly.
but maybe you've got Game 5 of Heat versus fucking thing playing on the side. You've got Twitter
Picture
on
in
the
picture.
side.
It does look sick.
You got Pornhub on the other.
You got Pornhub. You got someone just getting plowed, which we'll get into porn in a bit. You know, whilst the game is playing, and then you could have your missus in front of you, and you could be talking to them, and not even, and still have this stuff here, and still see their face. So, I mean, I get when you put it like that. When they put it like that, I'm like, it allows just like it's reality, but it's augmented. It's a little, you know, you've got more shit you can do with it. You could have the weather app constantly up. You could have your things like a desktop positioned where you like it, and then have different apps that come up in front of it.
So it's like just like an Apple Watch for your eyes.
Yeah.
basically, and that's kind of a comparison.
Until it gets better.
Yeah, I think it's way too early. I never copped the first shit. Like I got the second.
Never known that.
I think I got the third iPhone. You got the second one. You got the 3G. I got the 3GS, and there was like the 2G that didn't get released in Australia. So by the time I got it, I thought a lot of the bugs had been maybe, you know,
yes,
worked
or
out a
definitely
bit.
smoother. Battery life was better. Blah
Correct.
blah blah.
So the watch, I got a Series 6. It's up to Series 8 right now. I don't foresee needing. You don't need to swap out a watch every year or every 2 years like the phone.
Not the phone.
I think 2 years for a phone is fair. There's not enough changes year to year unless you're just rich and want to just drop money on, which is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But like the watch doesn't need it. Like Tiff's mum we got her one and she got the 8. We got the 6. So hers is just like a touch less bezel. Bevel? What's it called? The edge. Bezel. A touch less. Like it's a little bit, and maybe it's like a bit faster. But for the shit I use it for, like I've noticed no like downgrading in performance at all. So I don't see the point.
Yeah.
Go.
Sorry, mate. That's the same as the GoPros as well. Like the GoPros, the action cameras. After like, you know, I got a GoPro 9, got it on fucking discount because of one of the mountain bike channels that I watched. Shout out to Sam Pilgrim. And anyway, I got the GoPro 9, and after that, like when the 9 came along, I didn't know this until after I was reading about it and shit. In the 9, they had the best stabilization firmware, fucking whatever the fuck it is, and the Steadicam is the best from then on. So even if you get a GoPro 10 or 11, it's the same shit. So I just got the right GoPro at the right time.
Perfect.
For the stabilization. So
Maybe
I need to buy a gyro
and
then get extra things.
Yes, for the vertical thing we were talking about as well, like have a different one or whatever. But it's like, but that'll last you long enough until that there's enough technological advances that it's like,
get the 12 or the 13.
Exactly. I need these new features are actually so cool. I'm willing to spend that money again. Whereas like the phone is attached to like through Rogers, and they changed the Perfect Stand Week speaking of a watch. You know, the fucking Stan Gold vibes. So like Rogers changed it. They used to, it's a longer story for here in Canada for people who are listening here, but they used to, like, you get on the plan on the phone and you pay the phone every month, whatever. And you could go to Apple and drop $2,000 cash or whatever and buy it from them, or you can go through your carrier and you pay whatever it is, $80 or $100 a month or some shit for 2 years to pay the phone. Cool. And it works out the same. It's just you don't have to drop the money up front and you get to keep it at the end. Or you could trade it in and get another one, and basically every 2 years you just get the new one. It's just like how they have figured it out. So they used to keep charging you though. They had this thing where a whole lawsuit shit happened.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad. So I got fucked. I think for like probably paid an extra $1,500 for a phone that I'd already paid off. And that was legal. And I even tried to get the money back and they were just like, suck my dick. So didn't want to go through them again, but I know it's not them. It was the government, and they just got away with stuff that the government let them do. So now they changed that. So it's easy to upgrade the phone every 2 years because that's when it's paid off. And it's almost like they know that the off year is like pointless. Like, you know, going from a 13 to a 14 is like whatever. But I went from a 12 to a 14 and I noticed the difference. That's a good job, and I'll go from a 14 to a 16 or whatever, and I'll notice the difference because I just got it last year, so I won't get this year's one. I'll get next year's one. Watch, you don't need to do that. So the Pro is going to be interesting I think you're right, Dan. I don't think we're there as a culture yet, and I think everyone walking around wearing fucking ski goggles is absurd. It's
Stupid.
Yeah, it's just
it's
not
not
gonna
going to
happen.
happen.
I reckon
Can't see it.
dumb cunts will watch it, wear it when they drive. I swear. It'll
That
cause
might
all
be a
kinds of
problem.
accidents. Some
Well,
fucking duffers.
they'll have to make it illegal to use that while you're driving, because you could get
Of course.
pretty easily
Destruct your
distracted.
eyeball.
I think if they do like the Google glasses, or they can make it AR, or the Snapchat type of one where they look like these ones, and if you look like you're just wearing normal ones, but they do the same thing as this Vision Pro, that could be
That could be a thing.
possible. You know, so
I can see it.
I don't know what's going to happen, but it's super early days. It's interesting because I feel like we're going to start to see this shit. I read this book called The Singularity, Ray Kurzweil, where it was like he was talking about how long it took to go from the very first computer that took up a whole library to do
Building.
a whole building, and then and then might have taken 2 decades to get to one that was as big as a closet, and then that time frame keeps getting exponentially reduced. So it's just a matter of time before shit gets real. We're coming into the stage of in the 2020s, where in the next decade, shit's going to be very interesting to see where it goes. It's going to happen quick. It's just going to happen quick, particularly when quantum computing comes. I listened to a podcast about that shit. That's fucking crazy. That's a whole other convo. But we're in for some interesting.
That's fucking hectic.
Yeah, man. It's fucking. It's a lot.
I definitely heard about the spikes in technology and how we had such a crazy rate, like you said. Then it kind of plateaued for a bit. Like from fucking VHS to Blu-ray. That was like what, 10 years, 15?
That was quick.
That was smooth as.
Well, because
it was fuck all.
VHS, the laser disc, mini disc,
laser disc, DVD,
CD, DVD, Blu-ray. Yeah.
Blu-ray.
Sorry, not CD because that's video. Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably a decade, 15 years, maybe. But
That's
if
quick
you,
as
if
fuck.
you look VHS to Laserdisc, that took some time, and all those other ones. That
Yeah,
was
that's true.
quicker. Whereas like Blu-ray was the last one that actually took off. But I think at the point of Blu-ray came out, and you already had 100 DVDs
also,
that you'd paid for, I'm not gonna go and rebuy them all on that shit because then we never even got a
no
Blu-ray.
fucking way.
We didn't even bother with
Yep.
it. We were just like done.
Skipped it.
And buying DVDs used to be fun back then. I like that shit.
Just to collect that shit like CDs.
Basically, yeah. So now it's all redundant though. By the time Blu-rays came out, streaming was a thing. So what's the point?
Yeah.
It felt redundant. So I was like, I'm not buying media anymore like that. I'd rather pay to access the streaming services. So that's how you're contributing to the artists or whatever the fuck, and it's fine. Because even now, we think about how many do you have? Like we've got obviously Netflix. We have Crave here in Canada to access HBO, Showtime, and stuff. We've got Prime. Then we pay the extra for Stack TV so we can watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Kardashians and shit like that. We got Disney Plus. Sometimes we get the CAC. When we're in Peacock, which is NBC's one, to access some stuff in Florida, we had to get the
Peacock is sick actually. I actually think Peacock's sick.
Jesus America call it the CAC.
The CAC. Yeah, I respect
CAC.
that. I respect that.
And there's Paramount Plus was another one that had South Park. So I'd pay for one. See, I don't mind paying 1 month and then canceling it to get access to something that's higher quality. Although, Dan, you did give me a fun free way to do it. But, worst case, you're able to go through these other things. So if you look at how many you're paying for and you add all that shit up, it probably costing more than a cable bill that potentially would have all the different things. So it's, I don't know, it's interesting, but you're paying that once a month. So if you look at it like if you were spending that money on DVDs or Blu-rays, how many, call it $100 a month you're spending on, it's probably not 100, but call it that. Like, I don't know how much Blu-rays were, but like how many of that media would you be getting in exchange for just this access to media now? It's different models and it's strange.
Interesting.
But I'm here for it. So that was a good convo. So we have a bunch of other like more pop culture just shit that's going on. Do you want to talk about the Zion Williamson Mariah Mills thing, Dan? I don't know the story super well.
Like, I don't know it really well either, but it's like the gist of it is they were kind of seeing each other, and then he ended up impregnating another girl during the same time period. And now Mariah Mills is
Vex. Should we tell cunts who? So Zion Williamson, if you don't know, is a basketball NBA player. Who's he played for? Pelicans, right?
Pelicans. He was a wonder kid. Like he was like meant to be the next LeBron, the best.
Exactly.
Like,
He came out of college like like the best player fucking ever. These
Yeah.
guys will like get
He's actually
fucked.
sick,
And
and I don't really
his
hear much
highlight
about
reels are
him anymore.
nasty.
It
Yeah,
seems like
which
he's not
is-
fit, and like he's just I don't know. Doesn't seem like as good as he was meant to be,
Yeah,
which is weird. But
I
it's
think
like the most popular he's been
his
recently.
off court
like,
shit is wild.
yeah,
I'm trying to find
like,
the
yeah.
girl. Like, and so basically, Mariah Mills is a porn star who, to be honest, I'm not as well. I don't know porn stars like that anymore. So like,
Nah.
she doesn't look familiar to me. I'm just trying to find her account. Oh, this is her. Here we go. She got 1.1. Okay, so she's like a big porn star then.
1.1 mil.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys have you guys dropped loads to this one? Or
I know of. I know
I've
of
seen her face.
Yeah,
I've
I've
seen her
definitely
around,
seen
but I
her
don't think I've
face.
dropped loads. No,
Nah, same.
Gotcha. Okay.
I might have to give it a shot, but I don't know. I'll
Not to
see.
give her. Yeah, I want to see the work. What's your?
What's the next game?
Oh yeah,
No?
like I'm sure the Gok 3000s are pretty fire.
This
know what I
can't
mean?
be the clip. This can't be. The
Are you sure?
Nah.
I think we could.
So, it's interesting. Like,
Happy Pride.
You see her Twitter is just her just shitting on Zion just constantly.
It's like non-stop,
it's non-stop. It's like 100 tweets. It's non-stop. I've never seen anything like it before.
and she's posting
She, like-
all
That's
of the
pretty
gifts
crazy.
that he gave
Yeah.
her.
Yeah,
Maybe honest, she's
It's
not
just
even
like-
that hot. I'm surprised. that
there's
she's
like
like
so much energy like she's dedicated.
Maybe she's got
to
the
this.
top sloppy
She,
toppy.
she has the surgery body in it, the
Yeah.
BBL and the.
I don't like. I
massive
don't fuck with
breasts.
that. It's gross.
Yeah,
man.
no,
Yeah.
that's whack. I can barely even deal with the lips half the time. Let's say done tastefully.
Yeah, lips can.
Lips can be nice, but
Correct.
you know, also a good boob job can be nice too. But like the bum stuff, I don't know. Just ride a bike or climb some mountains and hills. Yeah, don't get things put in your bum, like because
So apparently, it's the most dangerous surgery in the world.
is it?
BBL.
BBLs, yeah.
Jesus,
Ah.
why would
Allegedly.
you put yourself through the risk, eh?
I know, right?
That's pretty crazy, dude. But,
But
yeah,
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
She's-
she's going
she's-
nuts tweeting at him. So they had like a
Like, yeah.
relationship, and he got another girl pregnant while he was kind of dating her. And seems like
Yeah.
he promised her all this stuff,
True.
like I'll pay for your place and cancel your current. I'm gonna get
Mhm.
you a new place and buying her stuff.
Yep.
And
It's crazy.
And then he wouldn't let her leave the hotel when she was. I guess she was in New Orleans because he's playing for the Pelicans. So
Yeah.
he wouldn't let her go anywhere while he's out and about getting other bitches pregnant.
wow.
And it's and she's just every
That's
single
insane.
tweet.
Crazy.
Asking for it, bro. What the hell?
There is so many.
So
it's
dumb.
fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like if you do dumb shit,
I'm just trying to
play dumb
like,
games, win stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fucked up.
yeah. So I don't know if everyone wants. I don't know. Maybe people will. If people have been, just fucking belting the man sausage to this
Just
lady, maybe you want
absolutely
to hear.
slapping them out.
Just fucking woo, getting that Jergens, and just
Jergens.
fucking
Jergens.
going at it, mate. So.
Let's say knives.
Yeah, and that's kind of fun. So I'll hit y'all just with a few other little pop culture stuff. We can do some reactions here. DJ Drama was apparently robbed of his chain in Toronto. He's in town for CMW.
I can't believe that.
How do you get robbed?
Why? I'm gonna say we acting out. Like, why is Toronto being like, "Yo, look at a yap him for his chain, dog"? Like, why would that happen? Why would that happen? Are you trying to be? Are they trying to get some like? Is a cunt doing it for clout? We reckon, see, Feezy.
Probably.
I think
Bunch of Scarbarians.
they got
Yeah.
someone
coming down
else.
to dish some dirt.
G Unit.
Really?
They got G Unit when they came out years
Lloyd
ago.
Banks?
I remember hearing that.
Oh.
Yayo, Tony Yayo and stuff. Like I think
Yayo?
they got
Okay.
them, took their chains too. So I think it's more just like, street
It
dudes
doesn't make sense, dude.
just trying to flex and just be like, look what I done did. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
but like,
crazy, man.
do they
It's a
want a
little-
deal, or they're just like trying to get? Are they going to give it back? Do they want to sell it to him? Like, what's
I
the
think
actual?
they're actual
point of
street
taking
dudes.
it?
So there's
There must be street mans that proper.
yeah.
So
I feel like
do they
it's
want to
so
sell
weird.
it to somebody else? Like, what's the reason behind getting it?
could.
Is it just so they can say, "Hey, I
I think
got
they
it"?
want to
and
brag.
they keep it?
Yeah, my
They
It's
guess
a
wanna
is
bragging
like,
thing, yeah.
I
It's a
think it's
bragging
more
thing. The
that.
street logic makes
I genuinely
no
just
sense.
don't understand it. It's like,
No, the street logic makes no sense.
yeah,
It makes literally zero sense. It's
Yeah.
like they hate people
confusing.
from being from certain areas, and it's like, bro. You don't even own the city. You don't even like where you live.
It's like a respect thing if you get the chain
it's
outs. I know
so
that,
weird.
but why do they want to get it? Like, what's the? Is that it? Is
It's
that
just
it?
a brag.
Or do they
That's
want
it. That's it.
Okay,
They don't even
that's
hate
it.
him. They don't even hate.
Yeah, okay.
They probably never heard.
Probably
of him
worth a
until
lot
it
of
was
money.
Like,
Still,
probably worth a lot.
do they sell it on the street when they're bored with it? Do they hang it on their own neck and they look in the mirror and go, "I'm DJ Drama"? Like, what do they do?
That's a good point.
I'm genuinely confused. I'm confused, bro. I'm thinking like through it. Like,
Street
are these
logic
cunts
makes no
like?
sense. Makes no
Oh,
sense.
do they want hugs? Like, what do they need?
Therapy,
What do these
bro.
cunts need, CFeezy? Therapy time with no dog.
Right? That's your video. So Dan can how to get semen out of the hair. You can have a therapy live session. You know? Just talk to cunts and be like,
That's
all right.
the podcast.
That should be the narration over the semen washing out.
That's it.
I
That's a
like that.
collab thing.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
Guys,
like
we're on content gold over here, folks.
Hey,
Get down.
I love that.
Oh my god.
So if anyone has any answers to why cunts do that, like let us know. But yeah, I think that's what it is. Jay Huss, the British rapper, dropped for cunts who don't know, dropped a single with Drake. Dan, you want to talk about it? I listened to it a couple times.
Yeah,
it's
it was hard. It's just a proper it's a summer
like
tune.
Afrobeatsy,
A proper Afrobeat summer tune you'll hear when you're at the beach or something. Like it's cool. I'm not out here listening to like Afrobeats consistently. Like I love Afrobeats, but like I'm not out here in the shower every day
Jacking
listening
off
to it.
to it, yeah.
Yeah. But like I liked it. It's good. I actually feel it was a good song. Like I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. I love J House as well. Sick.
Yes, I knew you liked him, so I didn't really know much about him. So it was kind of almost like sing-songy the whole thing, like rather than rapped.
Oh yeah. He's like a singing kind of. Like I'm trying to think who I could even compare him to, like a US rapper. But like, no, he's kind of like Burna Boy, but he also raps. He's like Burna Boy, but like he also actually raps. He has bars.
Did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, very similar kind of. Yeah, everyone in England who listens to rap, J House is in their top 3.
Really?
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
easily.
Right. So he's got bars.
J House
and he does the
J House, Stormzy, and then whoever else they want to put in.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. That's good to know. So then on the Drizzly thing, he apparently there's the rumor now that he has an album coming this month in June
for summertime. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Which would be that's a pretty insane output right now because then he dropped
that is
Nevermind,
crazy.
And then what? A few months later, he dropped her loss, and then a few months later, something else.
No, well, it was CLB, Honestly Nevermind, and then her loss, and now it's the new thing.
It's a high
Chunk's
output.
Big records in the bag.
Yeah, so there was a track list leaked or something, and that Search and Rescue song was apparently on this new album. So that might have been what that single was from. So
I
keep an eye out for that.
I didn't see that. How many tracks?
It was like 12 or something. I don't know where I saw it again now. To be honest, like probably one of the 6 related
Grand Wizard or
exactly.
Yeah,
Grand Wizard, of course. He's like going hard.
He fucking loves Drake. It is so funny. Every time he says something about Drake, he puts something like "OVO Goons Assemble" or something. I'm just like, this guy is so funny.
So pro.
He fucking loves Drake. It's hilarious.
He's wildin'. I'll see if I can quickly just find it while we're talking about it. The other thing, actually, I need to find this too. So apparently, Drake has because he posted some stories about his wifey. Like he's got some.
I saw he wished some girl happy birthday, and I saw Grand Wizard say something about it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, maybe that's his thing. Like that's his thing. Like the way he was saying it was a bit too romantic for just friends.
Yes,
like it was interesting.
I'm gonna try and see if I can find it through all of the damn fucking Zion Williamson content here. There's so much of it. I'm just like, fuck, bro. So there was those two things here. A new single with J House. Okay, so he talked about the single. Was it on this one? There was one that was like maybe it wasn't Grand Wizard then. That could be the difference.
Yeah. But he posted about a thing.
Anyway, so go check that. I'm not going to even say the name of this account out loud, but if you search for the words Grand Wizard.
Type Grand Wizard, you'll find it.
Yeah, you'll find it. I can't seem to see it, but so anyway, there's that. Now, your man's actually just saw a post on that. So apparently Messi is joining
Mm-hmm.
into Miami on
Yes,
some sort of genius move
it's a
similar.
fucking genius deal.
Can
Like
you just
similar to
explain
David.
it all? Similar to the Beckham
So
deal, yeah.
so Beckham, when he moved to LA Galaxy, I think it was like 2009 or something, 2010. Part of his deal was for him to get shares in companies and a stake in the club for him to eventually own the club. But like
Nice.
he
Damn.
didn't. No, I don't think it was to own the club. It was to have high stakes in the club.
Yeah, right.
And then he has enough money to now own his own club. And now
Mm.
Messi has a similar deal, which gives him shares in a club and shares in Apple. And it's like
Fucking
it
hell.
is insane because I know for a fact the MLS, Major League Soccer, they can't pay the same as like Saudi Arabia, England, France. They can't pay the same as them, man.
So
So
that's how
they
they
can
do
pay
it.
if it's like you're this unreal player who's for some reason coming to the MLS, we can give you something else, and that's what they've given him. They've given him some like
Lifetime of money.
lifetime of money kind of contract. It's not like he could have gone Saudi
Fuck.
Arabia for 400 million a year, but then he was like,
Whoa.
yeah, it's crazy.
Jeez.
He could have gone for 400 million a year, and for some reason, it was weird. He was in this weird predicament where he wasn't wanted by the team he was at, Paris Saint-Germain, because
That's
the
unbelievable.
weird thing with
man.
Parisians, they're so ungrateful.
Right,
Especially like football fans, they're so ungrateful. Three of the best players in the world all play for fucking Paris, and they hate them all. They're like literally rioting outside the houses, rioting at the stadium. These Parisians find every reason to riot. It's weird. So
Fucking
they're
French,
literally so ungrateful for the players they have. So Messi is now left, and he was in a predicament where he could go back to Barcelona, he could go to Saudi Arabia and get the 400 million, or he could go to the MLS. And he chose the MLS, which if I was given those three options at his age, I would go to Miami. I'll go to Miami any day. Miami is the best
as
place
well
to
live
retire.
there.
Like
Yeah,
you
it's
might as
the
well
best
just
city in the
enjoy. You're a millionaire. Like it's incredible. So
He's a schoolianaire, and he's
Yeah.
literally god.
he's the
status
best. He's
of
the
football.
best of all
Like,
time.
If he
And
walks
he's-
outside, cunts will be kissing the ground. He's gonna walk on.
apparently since joining, they've gained like 4 million followers on Instagram,
Phew.
which is
Damn.
insane. So
4 million.
4 million.
That's
So like
incredible.
he's still playing top level. Like he just won the World Cup. He's still the best player. Like he's
Still
like,
top
a
caliber.
lot of people
yeah.
are very confused why he went. Because like, why wouldn't you go to a better team, or why wouldn't you go to Saudi Arabia get all that money? Why wouldn't you go back to Barcelona? But there's a lot of complicated shit with Barcelona and their finances. And go to Saudi Arabia. That's like 100% confirming I'm retiring. I'm done. MLS, it's a definite retirement home, but it's like at least you're gonna get some coverage, some traction. It's like players go from MLS to England, and
Is
it's
it
like
is it like a good addition to the legacy? You think?
no, it's gonna
No.
whatever Messi does at MLS means nothing.
Yeah, right. Okay,
But
so
like,
just write it off.
I'm
a
happy
business
he's
move.
there because
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a
just,
business
just
move.
wondering. Yeah.
I'm happy for him because he's the best, and now he's just gone to the best city in the world, and he's just gonna relax.
Well, we're going to be there a lot, so I imagine we'll be able to try and
We'll
get
be there a lot.
tickets. And
We should go to a Toronto FC game. We should.
Now that would be fun. I'd love to do that.
I've
That'd
seen
be
a couple
sick.
of those
It'll be very
in
difficult
Toronto
to get tickets
at BMO Field.
for Inter Miami,
That'll be sick.
but I'm going to one
when
actually
they play
on Canada Day.
there. Cool.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
BMO Field.
BMO Field, yeah. I'm
Let's
going.
fucking go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should definitely. Get tickets. Like it'll be fake.
And I want to check a Tiger Cats game too.
What's Tiger
Hamilton.
Hamilton Tiger. It's CFL.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
Stadium's
I'll go for that.
like up the street. So I
Sick.
want to go check because we can just walk, which is
Neck
dope.
tinnies at the
Yeah,
football,
man.
man.
Exactly. Just fuck get
There's
Brendan
neck tinnies.
Harrison.
Hey.
Fucking
That'd be
oath, mate. I'd like to do that. Bit of sports. Oh, look at this. It's a fucking sports podcast. I'm gonna change the. I'm gonna change the thing.
Yeah,
This
change
is,
the name. That's it.
Greatest
Yeah.
of all time.
I'll make a new beat and I'll have like sports commentary over it. I'll
Like-
make a new beat for the intro.
That's a big, in England.
Yeah, G for
it's-
22. Dom 1 from 50 out.
in
Plug
England,
on. Yeah.
sports
Oh,
bars
that's
are like-
special. Yeah, just all Aussie ones
Specky.
that no one will
Oh yeah,
get.
Bruce McAvaney.
Mate, you know
That's
Bruce.
special.
Fucking best can't go on, right?
Tony
Right.
Gregg, hard and fast. It's a nice tight pitch.
Cricket's the
You know,
greatest
like,
game on earth.
bars about football and sports in England are such a big
Fucking
thing.
hell.
Mhm.
In like UK rap. It's like such a big thing. Half the fucking grime or drill in a UK rap song,
They love it.
reference about football, reference about sports all the time. It's not a big thing in the US shit. I noticed that.
Not really.
It's not as big.
There's no one sport that carries the zeitgeist here like soccer does in a lot of countries.
In
Europe,
Europe.
England, South America, fucking Caribbean. Like, it's not the same thing. And you could probably, even in Australia, there wouldn't be one sport because there's like, for the AFL from where we're from, the rugby from where basically everywhere else, and like, there's not like maybe cricket, kind of, but like
it's probably cricket, I'd say. I think you
would be the
man
closest
love
one.
cricket.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
fucking love it. It's the boringest game ever. That's probably why they keep making these shorter ones, so that it's like
Exactly. It's more accessible to cunts.
Yeah.
Did you know the
Test matches are boring.
the best tournament in cricket? The trophy is this big. It's like this big.
Cricket?
In cricket, it's
Like the MVP of the Ashes?
I'm trying to think. I think it's the Ashes trophy.
Oh, yeah,
the Ashes.
the Ashes, literally tiny as fuck.
Is it the Ashes trophy?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like literally the size of like a small beer glass.
Yeah, it's
What's
like
the
this
point?
big. It's tiny.
I don't know.
man.
It must have.
It's
Does it have ashes in it?
Maybe. Oh, it's an urn. Apparently it says
The Ashes
it's
urn. How big is it? How much does it weigh?
Let me see. Oh, you know what? Let me just do
Ashes of what are in it?
Well, that's well,
Oh, okay. It's 10 centimeters high.
it's terracotta.
Jesus.
It's like fucking right. That's it.
It says
That's-
long believed to contain the ashes of a cricket bale
Yeah,
or
the
burnt
top.
remains of a lady's veil.
So
Oh,
the
wow.
bale is the two pieces that top of three steps to
Oh,
make
yeah.
the wick complete.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh, well, I thought the Englishman would know.
Yeah, I've heard. I apparently obviously asked my
Sports
cricket,
knowledge.
but,
Mate,
Steve
I
Easy.
will fucking bowl you out in a second, cunt.
Just,
I
you
will
should
shame
fucking,
warn
you should
mate.
fucking
You
leg,
would.
leg sweep me, fucking cunt.
Oh,
Let's go,
mate.
mate.
would.
Fucking LB dub off the first one, mate. Don't worry about
LB
it.
dub.
leg before wicket, right?
Yeah,
right,
that's
mate.
right. You know
Yeah,
the
it's
vibes,
good.
you know what I'm
It's
saying? Fucking swing bowl you,
I will
mate.
cover drive the shit out of you, cunt.
You don't even know, mate. I'll fucking murder
listen.
you.
Oh,
I'll deep
Murder.
cover your anus.
oh.
Happy Pride.
All right, so Barbara Streisand tweeted about Memphis Bleek.
Who's Memphis Bleek?
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Who's
do you
I
want
thought
to
you were going
answer?
to say who's Barbara
Barbra
Streisand.
Streisand.
Who's Memphis Bleek? I know Barbara Streisand.
Who wants to take this? Nosh, you want to do this?
Oh, so Memphis Bleek is like Jay-Z's ride or die best mate back in the day.
Okay.
Been rapping with each other since like high school. When Rockefeller started, he's automatically signed to them.
Why is he not famous?
Because he only put out one album.
No, you
Is
put
it
out
good?
like 3.
Was it one
Wasn't
good
it, like,
big major album, and then the
Coming
rest
of
were
Age
they
or something?
mixtapes?
No, he
Coming
did
of
like,
Age was the first one.
I think he did a. Let me keep talking and I'll find that out.
Is he a good rapper? Is he sick?
Yeah,
Memphis
he's
Bleek
great.
is sick. He's
Oh.
definitely capable. He was on the roster. He had there was one album that I used to rinse in my fucking car,
Okay.
and I love that shit. Had like 2 or 3 singles on it, and it was good production and shit like that.
Sick.
So
4
anyway,
albums.
it's 4 albums.
Wow. I assume he's a New Yorker as well.
Yeah, from Brooklyn.
Yes.
You know the one, because he had the album. I think it was the one called Made, like MADE with dots.
MADE, yeah.
There was Coming
like
of Age, The
Rockefeller.
Understanding Made, and that was the one. Remember we used his beat on one of the soul movements. How it was like Rockefeller music. This is no movement.
Yeah, from Made.
Whatever that song. is. Yeah,
With the horns.
With the
Just
horns.
Blaze.
that song fucking slaps. But anyway, that
Unbelievable.
what's that called?
Mm.
Track listing. It was called Rockefeller Get Low Respected.
Wait, the
Get Low
fucking
Respected, that's
the
the one.
features on his album is insane.
Unbelievable.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
it's all the homies.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Honestly,
pretty
that
dope.
album is huge
Siegel?
for me. I think the singles were like round here, and
I would suggest to check it out.
yeah, it's a good one.
This shit is dope.
I used to run that in the car.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's Jay-Z's Ride or Die, mate. And
Yeah.
since those albums, I've heard him talking about making other albums, but he just doesn't put them out.
He still
he
likes
just makes
this
them makes music for his
Yeah.
friends and send them to friends.
Maybe he does features and stuff. Like
But
he's not
but
like incredibly active.
Man, no, he's not active. He does like business things. He has like 3 or 4 little small businesses that he kind of like just oversees.
Yes.
Gets bread from.
Oh,
and then
so
just
anyway,
chills.
that's who he is. So anyway, the point was that Barbara Streisand quoted him in like a tweet, which was fucking I can't even express how random that is.
Super random.
Like, the fact that she did, and one that she's even tweeting, who even knew? And then I'm trying to find it was a diss at Donald Trump, and then she said something like, in the words of
Obscure artists to choose. Like, he could have chosen so many people.
she says, Trump is going to be indicted for stealing classified documents. He's going crazy with his tweets, urging his cult to fight. We remember what happened on January 6th. And then in quotes, the strong are quiet, the weak start riots. Dash, rapper Memphis Bleek. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because you know hilarious. What? He didn't even say that because remember it was on the Chronic. He said that like only the weak would try to speak. All those who are quiet will always call us right. But off RBX or something said that on like like one of the songs on the Chronic, because something along those lines anyway. So I don't think it's an original
line
fucking thing from him. It's like maybe he interpolated another one, but it wasn't like some crazy thing. But how random, just fucking random.
So random. Fuck. I mean, go Barb still. But
shouts to Barb.
You know, also. I'm also Team South Park, so I'm also like fuck Barbra Streisand. So like,
yeah. Oh yeah, because you had the thing. Yeah, maybe we should call this this episode Memphis Streisand.
Ooh.
I mean, you
Barbara
could.
Bleek. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We've got a couple other good ones too.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after. So we're almost wrapping up here. The new Spider-Man dropped. Did we talk about it yet?
We spoke about it. I think I don't know if we did, but. Either way, I watched it, and the movie's 10 out of 10. It's the best Spider-Man to ever be released.
Straight.
Like, it's the best. Like, I saw even like a Complex article. They were like best Spider-Man movies to ever be released, and it was number one. Like, it's the best. It's so fucking good. I can't even express how good the movie is. It's better than anything Marvel's released since Endgame.
Did you see it at the movies?
Yeah,
sick.
It's the best place to do it because it's like,
of course,
somewhat animated. But it's an animation style which is very much it's like heavy realism. So they're like proper 3D, they're not 2D random like anime fucking characters. They're like proper sick. The art style is just unreal. It's incredible, but it's so good, man. I can't even. You have to see it. You have to see the first one, and you have to see this one. Like
we watched the first one, like I think it was Friday.
Nice.
It was cool. Like I enjoyed it. It was weird, the type of animation, because I don't really like animated stuff. But like the story was cool. Like it ended up like being like, you know, Tiff specifically does not fuck with it, but like we watched it and, like yeah, it's cool. Like I would say it's cool. I don't like so I'm not like fucking ready to go for the next one, but like I'll definitely watch it because everyone said it was hype, and this one was better than I would have thought it would have been, I guess, if you yeah.
It's like way better than the first one. The first one to me is really good, but this one is like it's better than anything Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire have been in. Like it's insane. So good.
Things. Okay.
Spider Things.
And Metro Boomin did the soundtrack, and it's basically the same execution, as the villain Heroes and Villains, where it was like the same 10 artists, just, you know, everyone drops 2 or 3 verses. You know, Future's on it, and 21, and fucking James Blake, a bunch of cunts. Like it's pretty cool. Wayne was on a joint, Nas, like it's cool. It's cool. It's interesting. Like
the album was cool. I really like it because it was like they made it proper black, like unapologetically black, and it's like so sick. Because in the first movie, you can tell it's obviously it's created. Oh, there's a black Spider-Man. It's so cool, but like now it's like. Everything is so unapologetically black. It's incredible. And it just so happens to be the best one. It's sick. And they got Metro Boomin to do the album.
That's big for
Kept
everything.
It authentic.
I mean, he's one of the biggest. He's
one
on
of the
everything,
biggest,
bro. He's in the last.
right
his run in the last 5 years or so,
maybe even more,
has been
like,
ridiculous. Yeah, probably a bit longer. Yeah, maybe 8. Unbelievable. He's probably one of the most notable. Prolific producers that has done good shit for a long time. Even though I'm not like in love with some of the artists that he's worked with or whatever, his beats are fucking everywhere.
Incredible. Like I remember him from What a Time to Be Alive, and that was 2015. And then I remember him from The Life of Pablo, that was 2016. So like he's been around for a long time.
I think way before then too.
Yeah, even before then.
He can't be out here putting in work. I love it. The last couple things before we dip out, because we're sort of right at the end. Let's go. So Jadakiss has a verse on Mo Money, Mo Problems that they cut.
Oh, yes.
And it was leaked. What do you guys think of that one?
I really like Jadakiss. So I thought it was good, but it's like it's a weird mashup of East and West Coast, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not really that song. I couldn't really imagine Jadakiss on. It's not his vibe, really. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, I was
I
definitely
think it's
happy that the verse was cut because it wasn't his finest work and it wasn't as clean as it usually does, and the flow wasn't like the syllable count wasn't as clean as usual, and there was
Yeah.
some jumpy bits, and it felt like didn't just seem like uh classic quintessential Jadakiss. So yeah, I think it was a good idea it got cut actually. So yeah,
Yeah, I
it was
agree.
cool to hear it, but like when I was like, because the stuff that Mace's rapping is just so butter compared to that. So that I'm glad it didn't even air it.
Yeah. No, definitely agree with that. It was like, yeah, he was totally like off time. Not off time, but just like the flows were just like,
Out of pocket.
yeah. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, it was just totally not anything that he would normally do. Like, to the point where it was like, yeah, if this isn't your best work, you should probably not put this out.
Yeah, that was a good executive decision there.
And one final question to wrap this bitch on up. Dan sent this through earlier. It was, what is the best breakfast drink? So I'm gonna pull
the
up.
smoothie that I make,
Oh yeah, mate.
hands down, the smoothie
Right.
that I make every
Yeah,
single day.
it's that good. What's in it, cunt? Tell everybody.
All right,
Don't keep us
Semen.
waiting.
so that's the first thing,
Loads. Okay.
and then I've got viscous globules, anyway, whatever. So I got dandelion, kale, dates. Well, one massive date. I got banana. I got avocado. I got blueberry, strawberry, and our almond milk, and then dash water.
It's pretty good. Any do you ever put any like hemp seeds or shit like that?
Nah, I don't have hemp seeds. Probably should get those. But I also used to when I had some really good quality olive oil. I used to put like a little dash in there
Just a little sprinkle.
because I heard that was good too. Yeah. So yeah, but otherwise my super smoothie like it's been holding me down for like years, man. Probably like 3.5, almost 4 years of every single day. I haven't missed one, even when I came to your house.
Good man. You ain't fucking around.
But the dates are a brand new addition, so shout out
Nice bit of sweetness
to the
in there.
dates.
Dates
Yeah,
are
it's good.
fine.
Also, just
Dates are
keeps the system
incredible.
intact.
Freaking love
It's a
dates.
nice
of
sweetener
fiber.
without actually having any sugar or stevia or any sort of
Yes.
wax shit.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
I find that with bananas as well. When you mix, you mash up bananas with
A nice
oatmeal,
bunny.
you
Yeah.
don't need anything to sweeten it. It's just so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So nice.
I love that. Okay, smoothie things. Dan, what's your breakfast drink?
What do I have? What do I have?
Do you want me to read this out?
Same.
What's on this list that you sent?
Yeah,
and then
go
you can
on, go
respond. So the ones that they had were just said, "What's the best drink for breakfast? Orange juice, apple juice, coffee, smoothie, milk, tea, water." And I don't think you have to choose from that because I think that's
I mean, I bangs with a tea still. I have a tea before my smoothie.
Ooh.
Okay.
If I'm going off that list, I'll choose orange juice over all of that. But water is obviously
Water.
freaking love water. So
Water,
it's like
gang.
water's
Water,
like
water.
probably
Throw
the
your
OG.
dubs up. Throw those ones up.
Yeah, all
for,
day.
for a couple gang signs.
You know what I mean?
But I don't know. I love orange juice, man. High quality orange juice with pulp.
Let's go.
Yes.
Get that in your
Yes.
fucking throat hole.
P-Town. Pulp Town.
So I do the same as you mentioned. You had the tea first. I have ginger tea with lemon and cayenne
Honey.
pepper. I sometimes put manuka honey in there, but I typically don't need the sweet. It's fine. I want it to burn me and make me cough up phlegm. Then clear yourself out
designed
for the
for.
day. When I'm when I'm actually eating breakfast, I used to rock kombucha, and I stopped because I had I don't know, the naturopath. Yeah, booch with food was my favorite. And then I actually watered it down with some sparkling water. Tiff used to do that. And I think it's because she doesn't like sweetness, but then it just made it last longer, and they're not cheap for the thing. So, and I didn't mind it like being toned down a little bit. So I was doing that.
Yeah.
And I also had, what did I have in it? Apple cider vinegar. So to give a little bit
Nice.
of like gut stuff. But now I've been rocking just coconut water. I just buy the things of coconut water, and it's
Coconut
Is-
water.
oh,
Hey, Johnny
it's
knows.
beautiful.
Isn't it the greatest? Like it's just so like it's electrolytes and it's like just sweet enough naturally with nothing in it. It's just fucking fire, and I've really, really enjoyed just having that every day.
Yeah,
It's
that is
so
good.
very
That
cool.
and aloe water, coconut water, they're both great.
The best.
Yeah, fucking
Love
fire.
it. Fucking love it.
Fucking love it. Looks like that's it, boys. We're at time. So great
Oh,
episode.
yeah, well
You know
done.
the vibes.
Love it, vibes.
Well, you know what? Let's do the thumbnail first because I feel like we always do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Ooh, should I
Go on
carry-
then.
Let me just get it easy.
I mean.
Let's do a bit of a zebra. Do you know what I mean?
1 second in it.
Do you know what I mean?
Man's got zebs.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
saw someone rocking that today. Saw a bunch of people use this today.
Oh,
Did you give him daps or did you? Were you a cunt?
No dabs. I was a C word, unfortunately.
Oh,
I
you're a
can't.
piece
I
of
can't put
shit.
this in a different beer. It'll make you puke. It
Nah,
won't be.
I was
Imagine if I
smashed.
put like a German lager into a pilsner, Craig. What would happen? They'd be
Nothing.
ruined.
It wouldn't be optimal, but it's not that bad.
Okay, fine.
Fuck that.
All right, ready? Amazing. Dan, where can everyone find you online, big dog?
HCFGXMING. Go watch my new video, please. HCF Gaming. What about you, sir?
Men's like me at Notion Baby on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Illnote Studios. Notion MTB on Instagram and YouTube. Holla at your motherfucking engineers.com/Notion Baby. Mixing, mastering, and a good time. Holla at your boy. See Fizzy?
Boom. You can get me CWEFOR on Twitter and Instagram and CWTMF on Facebook and what's the other thing? TikTok, but you know, we out here. Guys, thank you for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, smash the thumbs up, hit subscribe below, and hit the notification bell, fellas.
Ding!
So you know when the new drops. Follow us everywhere at The Movement Fam. Also at Bad Habits Podcast, specifically on Instagram. We drop these episodes every Monday, so tune in, give us 5 stars on fucking wherever the thing is. And we got a new country in Chartable. The last one, June 5th. We are now top in Brazil and Angola.
Oh!
We were top 20 in Brazil. Like in music commentary. Number 20 in Brazil music commentary. You know what I'm saying?
Someone say something in Portuguese. Someone say something in Portuguese.
Bom dia.
Anything. Fucking obrigado.
Obrigado,
You know the
yeah.
fucking vibe. There you go, exactly.
Obrigado, Brazil.
And with that, shouts to
That's how
y'all.
we
Get a
dogs up.
dog up here. Wolf.
Let's go.
Dogs. Wolf. Brazil. How do Brazilian dogs say wolf?
Era UFO.
Comes the fuck. Love you, Brazil.
Love you,
Get
Brazil.
a dog. Woof.
Mwah.
Woof.
I said,
Kiss
catch
it.
you.